go back and add, hopefully, if I can get this right, add that audio to the message that I put up the other day, that I was waiting on my tech man to get back to me with, which he never did. So Grandma tried it on her own. Good morning, people of God. I had a glorious time just sitting in the presence of the Lord this morning, as I believe He's poured into my spirit these words as we come into aligning and repositioning in 2019, putting off those old things and the old way that we have been living recently. Yes, 2019 is to be a time of renewing, refreshing, and quickening to the ways of the kingdom. A time of prospering and aligning with the kingdom principles of living. Again, hear this word. Seek first the kingdom of God, His righteous way of doing, according to Matthew 6:33 and Luke 12:31. This is the increase of the spirit and soul in harmony. From there is the positioning of the prosperity and increase, able to flow in abundance. From there will be the manifestation of health. From there will be the financial and material resources manifest. The Lord is in the process of preparing His bride to look like His bride. Therefore, there shall be a washing and a cleansing by the water of His word. Blessed are they that do hunger and thirst after His righteousness, for they shall be filled. Matthew 5:6. Therefore, position yourself as wise virgins, not as the foolish, spoken of in Matthew 25. Turn from your rebellions, yes, even those that may seem small, even the turning of a deaf ear, the turning and the cleansing of the clogged ears, a squinting of the eye, and spiritual sleep. Return to the God of your salvation with your whole heart, so that you may hear. For it is these iniquities that have hindered the clarity of speech, that has muffled the sound of His voice, causing confusion and a warped sense of, as well as a depletion of knowledge being understood in proper balance. For you were instructed in the way to seek first the kingdom of God and His way of doing all things, not some things. You've been instructed in the way to acknowledge Him in all of your ways and not just some. You've been instructed in the way to seek Him early before the start of your day and even in the beginning of your given situations, not at the end and once there is a decay. Prosper and be in Him as your soul attends to prosper by the realigning of the spirit man through the renewing of the mind to a putting on the mind of Christ, laying aside the weights and the sin and every chain that binds, putting aside the imaginations that presume to be higher in thought than the truths of God's absolute truths. For there must be a restoration and repair brought to the old waste places, a regeneration and restructuring to the places that you ought to dwell, a returning to your first love, as mentioned in Revelation 2 and 4. Therefore, listen, my children, to what the Spirit has to say to the church in this hour.